Let's give another hand to the lion dancers and musicians. In my next life, I hope that I too will become a lion dancer. I think I'd be pretty awesome at the front of that with my size. So on behalf of Mayor Lori Lightfoot, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this very special kickoff for the Chinese New Year. Let's give it up for the Year of the Rat. I am Mark Kelly. I'm the Commissioner of Cultural Affairs and Special Events for the City of Chicago. And I'm so pleased that today we have Zhao Jian, our Consul General, who has joined us. Let's give him a hand. We also have our Mayor's Office is joining us, the Chinese Fine Arts Society, and Choose Chicago as we kick off this year in a wonderful array of cultural celebrations across the city. And what a perfect setting to kick off the Chinese New Year, because this is a palace, this is a cathedral in love with world culture. In this room in Preston Bradley Hall, there's 10 languages, including in Mandarin. There's a saying over there from Confucius, the great Chinese philosopher, telling us all to live in the moment and that every day is another day to learn something more. And so we take that in today, we believe it, and this room reminds us of how important culture, world culture is to this city. Could we imagine Chicago without its Greek culture? Could we imagine Chicago without the great Black migration and all of the cultural gifts that were brought to the city? Could we imagine this Chicago without the burgeoning Mexican and Latino population and all the cultural gifts? The Polish population, the Irish, the list goes on. And it's also true, one of the great gifts to this city and this country is our burgeoning Chinatown, our Chinese population, tourists coming from China, the interplay of Chinese culture and American culture. These are great cultural gifts that we honor today and are reminded as we're see just the power of Chinese culture. It's also fitting that we come together in this room because at the center of the Great Tiffany Dome, the largest glass dome in the world, is the Western Zodiac. And as we honor the Western Zodiac, we also honor today the Chinese Zodiac. And the first symbol in the Chinese Zodiac is the year of the rat. And why is it the rat? Americans might not think of the rat as a venerable animal symbol, but in Chinese culture, as the 12 animals paraded to figure out who would be first in the zodiac sign, the rat jumped on the oxen's back so that he was at the front. He played the flute and got everyone excited, and so the rat won the first sign of the zodiac in the Chinese culture. So we're reminded that rats are very clever, very smart, and very creative. Forget about all those other images of the rat, okay? And so with that, I want to welcome you all again, and now it's my great pleasure to welcome Lisa Conkey, who is our Director of Global Affairs for the City of Chicago. Lisa, thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm happy to be here on behalf of Mayor Lori Lightfoot. I have a message that I'll read from her. It begins, Dear friends, on behalf of the City of Chicago, I welcome all those gathered for Chicago's Lunar New Year kickoff celebration as we transition into the Year of the Rat. This year, Chicago will celebrate the 35th anniversary of our two sister city relationships with Shanghai and Shenyang. China remains the only country with which Chicago shares two sister cities. As we look to the new year, we look forward to further enhancing our close friendship with China and building upon our continued successes. In 2018, the City of Chicago led a delegation of 50 Chicago leaders to Beijing, where they marked the 5th anniversary of the Gateway Cities Agreement, a first-of-its-kind economic agreement linking Chicago to 8 cities in China. The partnership Chicago shares with China has been referenced as a successful example of subnational cooperation, and together we look forward to growing and expanding our friendship in the new year. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Choose Chicago, the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, the Chinese Fine Arts Society, and the Chinese Consulate for their work and collaboration to host the successful events this year. I would also like to thank Consul General Zhao for his tireless efforts to promote Chicago's relationship with China. I offer my best wishes to you and all those gathered for a joyful, prosperous, and healthy Year of the Rat. Sincerely, Mayor Lori Lightfoot. And the mayor's also issued a proclamation, so I just want to read the last line here. Now therefore, I, Lori E. Lightfoot, Mayor of the City of Chicago, do hereby proclaim January 25th, 2020 to be the Chinese Lunar New Year, Year of the Rat in Chicago, and encourage residents of all backgrounds and ages to join in celebrating this vibrant tradition. So with that, I'd like to introduce the Consul General, Zhao Jian, and I'll present him with the proclamation here. Thank you.
Ms. Lisa Kong, representing the Mayor, Honorable Mr. Mark Kelly, Commissioner of the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, Honorable Mr. Li Jinsheng, President of China Art and Entertainment Group, Madame Ma from the China Fine Arts Society, and distinguished guests, dear friends. First, I really want to express the sincere thanks to the mayor, to the mayor's office, and to the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, to Choose Chicago, to Chicago Symphony Orchestra, to the Cultural Center, and all the institutions that have been involved in the celebration of the Chinese New Year, to all the institutions, all the people who have been working for the strengthening of the people-to-people links between China and the United States, between Chicago and China. The Chinese New Year, or we call the Spring Festival, is really a festival for the people. It is celebrated by the Chinese people across the world, and it's really good to see that we can share the heritage here with our friends in Chicago, in Illinois. And it's always a time for the gather together of the family members, of the friends, and all the people who have been working so hard in the previous year, and to look forward to a more prosperous and more successful year ahead. And here, when we celebrate the Chinese New Year, we are also, I think, celebrating the very close people-to-people links between Chicago and China. And actually, with the Chinese New Year concert and a series of cultural events that has been organized by the different institutions and that have been participated by so many people. I think it's a celebration of the friendship and understanding between our two peoples. And so, taking this opportunity, we really want to give our sincere thanks to the city of Chicago, to the people of Chicago who have been working so hard for the promotion of understanding and friendship and cooperation between our two peoples. This is a very important relationship for our two peoples. It has been bringing great benefits to our people over the past 40 years. And this year, of course, that's the celebration of the 35th anniversary of the sister relationship between Chicago and Shanghai, and between Chicago and Shenyang. So I think there will be a lot of things that we are planning and we are going to do. But of course, we will start all this very successful and very busy year of cooperation and exchanges with this very important celebration of this Chinese New Year. And today, the artists from Zhejiang Shaoju Opera Theater, together with local Chinese performers, will bring us a very unique performance to kick off the Chicago Citywide Chinese New Year celebrations. This is already the seventh year since 2014, when the first Chinese New Year celebrating events were organized in Chicago. In the following 2 weeks, the Chinese people here in Chicago and all our friends here in Chicago would have many opportunities to access to rich varieties of Chinese cultural events. I will not mention each of them here, but I hope that you can all go to the website of Choose Chicago to find out the suitable activities for you and for your friends and for your family. I believe that all the wonderful cultural program will definitely create a very strong festive atmosphere of Chinese New Year to the people in Chicago. So it's a very special and very happy time to welcome the Chinese New Year. It's the year of the rat. And taking this opportunity, I would want to say that welcome all our friends to the great celebrations of this very important Chinese New Year. I hope that you will enjoy the very great variety of the Chinese cultural heritage, and also sharing together the very important Chinese people's spirit of celebrating the past, celebrating our achievements, and also work hard for the future, and to extend our best wishes to everyone in our neighborhood, in our community, and in our city. So I wish everyone here a very happy and very prosperous Chinese New Year. Thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you. Here, it's my great honor to introduce the President Li Jinsheng, who have traveled all the way, I think around the globe to share with our friends in the world the Chinese heritage and to celebrate the Chinese New Year. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Consul General Zhao, Honorable Lisa Kong, Honorable Commissioner Kelly, President Ma, ladies and gentlemen, guests and friends. Happy Chinese New Year. Actually, the year of rat has just arrived in China 2.5 hours ago. The rat in the Chinese culture symbolize the wisdom and good fortune. And now I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of China Arts and Entertainment Group to wish you all a great year of rat with remarkable achievements, endless happiness, health, and wealth. Supported by the Chinese Ministry of Culture and Tourism and the Chinese Consulate General in Chicago, China Arts and Entertainment Group has partnered with Choose Chicago and Chicago Symphony Orchestra since 2015 to jointly celebrate the Chinese New Year in Chicago. Since then, we have brought almost nearly 10 excellent Chinese art groups to Chicago, putting up over a dozen of performances. And this year, we are very happy to have the Shanghai Chinese Orchestra and the Zhejiang Shaoxing Opera Theater with us. I believe that you will love their performance, featuring the authentic Chinese opera and folk music. So I wish the Chinese New Year celebration in Chicago a great success, and our group, the China Arts and Entertainment Group, is looking forward to more collaborations with our partners in Chicago for the Chinese New Year celebration in Chicago in the many coming more years. Finally, again, wish you all a great year of rat, and hope that we will have continuous collaborations in the future. And now I would like to invite and give the floor to Julie Ma, the president of China Fine Arts Society. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I wanted to echo the thanks you've heard earlier today to, first of all, Mayor Lightfoot and Commissioner Kelly, as well as the incredible Choose Chicago that we've partnered with since 2015 to bring artists to Chicago. And we're also very happy today to have several guests from the Chicago Symphony and wanted to acknowledge them as well. They've been they've really grasped the Chinese New Year celebration by the horns and just presented wonderful events since 2014. And we're so grateful to them for helping us to bring the Chinese community together at this time. The Chinese Fine Arts Society was founded in 1984. We've been here for 35 years. And it was founded by my late mom. And she had a vision of creating a tighter connection between Chinese people and people in Chicago by introducing and creating awareness and appreciation for Chinese culture and Chinese art. And I think that it's worked incredibly well. We see it now being embraced by the whole city and by all of our major institutions, not just the CSO, but also the Art Institute, the Park District, of course, the whole Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events that Commissioner Kelly is responsible for. And it's just really thrilling to see how every year our Chinese New Year celebration grows and grows. As Council General Zhao mentioned, we have many events going on throughout the city. Chinese New Year is a 2-week celebration. And so this is our kickoff, and we'll end with a beautiful lantern festival that goes from the Art Institute through Millennium Park and to the Maggie Daley Park skating ribbon, where you'll see skaters also dancing or skating with Chinese fans and ribbons. It's a beautiful way to end the whole celebration. So I hope you'll take a moment to go look at the Choose Chicago site or the Chinese Fine Arts Society site to see a listing of all the wonderful events that are going to be taking place during this 2-week celebration. But now I think everybody's probably ready for some more performances, and we are so thrilled to have the Zhejiang Xiaoju Opera Troupe here with the cooperation of China Arts and Entertainment Group and Choose Chicago. What you're going to see today is a very tiny sneak peek, and if you want to see the whole thing, go to the CSO website and buy a ticket for Sunday's performance, where you'll see an entire afternoon of this troupe as well as a wonderful orchestra. So without further ado, let me introduce the Zhejiang Xiaoju Opera Troupe. One very important aspect of Chinese New Year is to make sure that you scare away all of the bad luck that might be lurking around so that you're set up for a very good year for the next year. And one of the ways that we do that is by creating a lot of noise. And I think that the opera troupe did a very good job of doing that. And if there were any evil spirits or bad luck hanging around, I think they're all gone now. And so now I'd like to introduce one of our favorite troupes here in Chicago, the Flying Fairies Dance Troupe, performing something which is inspired by all of the traditional Chinese arts that you'll see throughout the day with the opera troupe. But it's a really modern interpretation, and I thought it was a really wonderful counterpoint to what the other performances that we're going to see. So they're going to be performing a piece called Ink and Wash. If you enjoyed the flying ferries, you can see a lot more of them tomorrow at Navy Pier from 1 to 5 in the Grand Ballroom, where we will have an extravaganza of Chinese local art and also local Chinese artists, as well as the wonderful opera troupe performing all afternoon. The Grand Ballroom will be transformed into a marketplace. There will be all kinds of little stalls. It's a really fun event. It's free. So I hope that you'll join us to see more of them, as well as other groups in their troupe. One of the things that's been really fun about doing this job is finding all of the wonderful local artists that are keeping the traditions of Chinese art alive. This next band in particular is one that I really, really enjoy. They're called the Tuvergen Band. Tuvergen is Mongolian for galloping. And Mongolia is one of the most northern provinces in China. And it's known for the horsemen and their traveling across the plains. And the music that you'll hear next from the Tuvergen Band is really quite unusual, and it features something called throat singing, and I think that you'll really enjoy it.
They get a bus to legend, I dongle dongle day. Thanks so much. Thank you.
How do you like our Mongolian band? They will also be at Navy Pier tomorrow, along with another one of their bandmates, and they will also be performing at the Apple Store on Tuesday in a very fun event as part of the Today at Apple program. Our next dancer is an award-winning dancer, Angela Wan, and she's with How Dance, which is based in Buffalo Grove. It's also an incredible dance troupe. They will be dancing at several of our events this season as well. But Angela is going to perform her award-winning dance, for which she won the very top award in the very top competition in America for Chinese dance, the Taoli Cup. It's called Yearning in the Moonlight. Thank you, Angela. Angela will be performing with her troupe at Navy Pier tomorrow. Our next performer is a Chicago legend. He's a member of the Yo-Yo Ma's Silk Road Ensemble, and he's also played with the Chicago Symphony. We are so grateful to have him as our artist in residence for the Chinese Fine Arts Society, and he has certainly helped to elevate the artistic level of our performances year after year. His name is Yang Wei, and he's quite a famous peepop player. He's okay. And he's going to be performing a very literally named piece called Traditional Folk Song of the Yi Tribe. The Yi Tribe is a tribe that's based in the southern part of China, and this is a piece that is a courtship song, and it's really a lot of fun. I hope that you enjoy the performance. Thank you, Young Wei. Amazing as always. So for our grand finale today, we have a sneak peek of the performance that we're going to be seeing at Symphony Center on Sunday. This piece is a medley of many of the themes that you see during Chinese New Year. It's called The Grand Bustling of the Spring Festival, and it features lion dances, dragon dances, ribbons, and something very mysterious called a mask changer. And I want you to really look out for this guy because his face will just magically change in the middle of the performance. So this is a really wonderful finale to our event. And again, we're so happy to have the Zhejiang Xiaoju Opera Troupe here to help us celebrate the New Year. So let's welcome them.
我看年
Thank you again to all of our performers. Let's give them another round of applause. And thank you all very much for joining us. We hope that you have a great year of the rat. And just to leave you with something Chinese to remember, if you see a Chinese person, say 恭喜, 恭喜 to them. It means congratulations, you made it to the next year. Happy New Year, everybody. 新年快乐.